This is a dimension to the Plateau conversation that hadn't hit the core until this very moment, considering that about 200 persons were lost at the Christmas Eve massacre. And of course, there hasn't been anyone held responsible so far. But Momoni is saying the core of this crisis stems from hate propagation through religious platform, and that this should be investigated by the federal government. I'd like to have your take.
Yes, first I'm worried about approach to security and protection of life and property. That it does appear that the state is not committed enough to stem this challenge, to obtain this challenge in a manner that we will really record effective results. Now, the problem about insecurity in Nigeria is not about the kind of teachings and preachings that come out from religious houses, really. Sometimes if we trace the remote causes of this crisis, we find that it's not purely about religious differences with the country. Yes, it could be one of the factors. Even the writer of this piece had actually attributed to other factor. But we haven't quite compared strategically with our analysis, security, intelligence officers, and all agencies saying what exactly the remote causes it, and fundamentally too of this crisis, whether they are even religious differences. But really not. I don't think so. I was speaking with someone yesterday on media as well, and I said we have a more fundamental problem, probably exacerbated or making a ground for insecurity to thrive in this country than even this ethnic or religious differences that we really usually would say is the cause. In Plateau State, like the writer also said, it's not new. So if it's not new and it's been these decades, I at some point when I was very much young, I was in Jos, Plateau, and we lived peacefully. And I never imagined that we had crisis. And then if there were crises as well, it was determined at the time to contain those challenges. But today, we have a high level of insecurity because we really do not seem to be prepared to address these security challenges. And let me indicate this very clearly. Imagine that a number of persons will ride on motorbikes, and then 2 or 3 on each motorbike, and then they invade a community and are able to kill up to 160 souls, citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But as we speak, there is no media house that has reported that even a single person is a suspect, or that a single person has been arrested, or anybody was chased at all, pursued at all by any security agency. And the people also said that this massacre, this if like unprevented assault on people went on a while in those communities and nobody did anything. But for me, that's a more fundamental issue. It's failure of state to protect life and property of citizens. If the Nigerian state is committed and determined and very strategic to contain security challenges, it doesn't matter the cause, whether it's religious or ethnic. And we are, even when there are traditional institutions that we had before now that identified certain security challenges in those traditional communities, and they faced those challenges head on, you find that it didn't matter who was responsible or causes of those challenges, whether it was inter-family crisis in those communities. But when traditional communities were determined, they found ways to contain those challenges. And even when you are you have elected to be a criminal in society, you find it difficult to exercise your criminal behavior. That is when a society will be seen to be very committed and strategic to fighting insecurity. It's unfortunate that the incident in Plateau State, we recall, and no single time we had the state agencies say these are the suspects. Elsewhere, you would hear that even in the school, if there is a knife attack or gun attack in the school, in no moment, the security agents will name a person as the suspect. And they will tell you how they are closing in their pursuit of that suspect. It's embarrassing and disappointing that 160 persons will be killed in a community and nobody is a suspect. And most disappointing, the president made the New Year speech and never referenced this matter
Right.
at all. That demonstrates how we are serious. We're not committed. So we
Right.
leave religion and ethnicity out of it in blaming our death, that is absence of security in this country. A
Right.
president of a country that just lost 160 citizens in just 2 weeks and is making a national broadcast and never even referenced it is unfortunate.